All right. Here we are, finally. I'm sorry. Again, this computer was just going starting, and never started. So, how is everyone doing? Are we enjoying this beautiful consciousness that's sort of sifting through the frequencies of heaven, earth right now? I am feeling good until I get technically challenged. But um, so, welcome everyone to the Wednesday Wisdom. Um, in meditation today, one of the things I was shown is a reminder of one of the journeys that I'd had, which I don't think I've spoken of before. I did speak maybe about times when I have sort of shape shifted into another animal or another being, and just what is it, Daryl?
Oh, it's not coming through on my end.
All right, well, sorry.
You might be able to.
So anyway, excuse the interruption. That in the past, I think I've shared about shape shifting and maybe into an animal, sort of merging into an animal form and consciousness, so that I wasn't just communicating with that animal telepathically. I was becoming one with it. So similarly, recently I had an experience of being in kind of I don't want to call it a forest or more jungly maybe, but not super dense. And I was noticing a little tiny shoot of a plant kind of coming up. And I began to put my attention and my love with that. Next thing I know, I was in that and with that plant, and I was becoming a shoot and then a vine. It was a wrapping around other things, other like trees or branches or things, other plants, and having a sensation with that of that one with the merging with that, but also feeling that there was in that purpose of that vine was having a symbiotic and a unifying purpose with whatever it was connecting with physically. And so, unlike what my mind might have thought at times with certain vines in my experience that become seemingly invasive or choking of other life, I had a new experience of realizing it was not intended for that. Its intention was becoming part of and one with, and of course, its own experience of exploring life creation. It was its journey to spiral around and become part of something else that was growing. Um, so that's my joyful experience that I wanted to share. This new perspective and feeling that I'm going to go quickly now. I feel spirit energy. So enjoy, and I'll be back to hopefully complete with you when this spirit indicates. Greetings, my children. I am called Gaia, Mother Earth, the presence of life expressing itself in the form of this planet, in this timing of cycles as you have measured it. I am here to remind you today that every occurrence is your possibility, your responsibility, and with that we say by occurrence we mean circumstances of the earth itself, the physicality of earth, heaving and moving and breathing and shifting of the waters and the weather patterns of atmosphere and all that comes with that. Those occurrences often perceived as invasions to your typical life are occurring because of our agreement with life, with one another, and with life. As we have often reminded you, when the earth shakes and quakes and buildings collapse and crack and roads move and people oftentimes are buried in that change, it is not because we are in agony or in a state of punishing anything, anyone. We say it is also true with the so-called weather events that have become quite noticeably different in recent times of your measuring of these things. When we say it is your opportunity and responsibility, it is so that you become not to blame for it, not to be in state of anger that it is occurring, but to be in a state of your participation with all these things in such ways as you are at once celebrating it and then honoring your role in how it might have shifted into that. Whether people think of it as the climate change that humans have evoked based on their habits of fossil fuels and so forth. That is not ours to judge. But all of the ways in which humanity may not have participated with Gaia and the planet Earth in loving, harmonious ways, it is not a karmic repercussion. It is a consequence of those things occurring so that everyone involved here and now and in the future times, as well as those living in what you think of as past times, all of these are now participating in the possibility and opportunity to make new choices, be in a new state of honoring the gifts that it all is bringing you. So to say you're responsible is not to say to blame, for that really is not a frequency that is in service as we are. So yes, for human life and the way the humans want their lives to be, it's unsettling, traumatic at times, and disturbing for sure. But that is not because someone created it by manipulation. Did not occur. These events most recently seen especially, at least not in a direct way. The manipulation often has come based on other cycles of playing with things that humans do not understand their ramifications. All of that plays into the bigger picture. It is not also to say that there can be no opportunity for healing. I am healed. I am healing always. These activities are not disturbing the consciousness I am. They are expressions. They are simply expressions and movement of life. So, it seems foolish that if someone knows a volcano on the earth is still in a cycle of bubbling up and burping its little gases into the consciousness and into the air of the planet, to build right on that cusp of that place, right? You would not do that. Well, when there seems to be a dormant or non-active resurging energy such as volcanic, people do make the risks and the choices to be on or near all of that. Same on a riverbank or on the ocean front. No matter how many times that humanity thinks they are so intelligent that they figured out, oh, there was a civilization that is now just under the sea. The coast is not what it used to be. We're not even talking about the mythologies around Atlantis. Something very real, whatever it's called, doesn't matter. There are buildings and things of civilized humanity that are existing no longer in view of the plane of Earth, but beneath the water, near that part of the Earth. These things are shown, and yet people still think it is grand to build right there, on the cliff side, or on the ocean side. So be it. It's not wrong, but it is a risk, isn't it? Always has been. So let's just celebrate that. Make the choices if you choose for that. But do not blame the earth and do not blame anything but your choices. Not to blame them, but to make new choices. And if you are not allowing for everyone to come to that place to choose in a conscious way, forgive yourself and forgive them. So your anger for the so-called climate change deniers, that's not serving, is it? It is a matter then of finding the place of you being in harmony with all that we represent and what we give you. Be in harmony. Find the place through the storm and through the activity and through the shifts. Whether it is a storm or a drying up of land and of the air and the life forms, in the so-called desert regions of the planet, be in honor and love with that. And if you need to move to a new location, you move. If you need to go to another planet, go live on the moon, go live on Mars. Isn't that an interesting option? People think they may have some point. It's been done. It's been done in the galaxies here and around, that civilizations of beings have migrated from one system to another system, from one place to another place. Whether you move about on the surface or under the surface or in a little pod you make for right above the surface of the earth, however you choose, it's been done. Don't wait for things to change the way you think they should or you'd like, but be in the change, and then you cause the change that is most suited for all. Love all that this earth is giving you. Mining for the minerals in the seas and in the depth of earth. That's been done before, long before your current modern machinery and ideas of it has happened. Long before that. So we're not going to tell you it's wrong to do that. What's not so healthy for you, humanity, and for all of life is to ignore the oneness with it and to pretend that it is eternal the way you want it to be. It will always change. Always change. Is your body the same as it was when you were in the womb? When you were first born, your first year? Is it the same? No, of course not. That seems silly to even think that. And it's not because aging is a thing. It's because living is a thing. Life evolving and progressing is a thing. It is more the thing than all the things you are attached to. And my final request is to remind you that whenever possible, as frequently as possible, and by that I mean do not wait for your 1 or 2 week or weekend vacation somewhere, but as often as possible, put your feet on the earth, your body on the earth. Yes, shoes are okay, but be merging into the earth. Hug a tree. Stroke a flower petal. Get eye to eye with the buzzing bee. All of nature. Be in it. Be in it. Be part of it. You are it, so just become conscious of that. Practice your unity with all the things that we want you to receive. gloriousness, gloriousness. For those living in certain parts of this globe you call Earth now, you've been witnessing what is called an occasional gift of bursting of light all around in the night sky. Yes, how wondrous is that? You celebrate. A comet is visible. Oh, we celebrate that. And that is partly because you understand now more than ever what that comet might be and physically and why it comes. And it has a cycle and you feel safe. But if you see a streak coming bigger and bigger and brighter toward you, maybe it's not that you can go anywhere to be not in its path. But you might say, is that a comet? Is it an asteroid? Is it another planet? What is it? Welcome, and just participate in it. Now, that may sound foolish, but there is a reason that life keeps evolving and has been so for countless millennium, for hundreds of thousands of your years as you count them, or you believe you can count them, here and in other regions of expressed life. We have claimed a consciousness that is birthing, continually birthing new life that sustains so many forms of expression. It seems to swallow them up at times. It seems to wash them away at times. It seems to burn them up at times. And so is our agreement with life. Enjoy the seasons. It's been shifting. For some of you, shifting in a way that is celebratory for all the color that represents in the leaves and in the transition of the weather to coolness from the warmth. And some will not stay in that celebration because they begin now to live in the fear and the dread of the colder months that may be ahead. And in other places, it's still a cycle of a new life, a new color, and new plants and things expressing all over. The springtime, as some call it. And then there are those in that cycle which will say, well, it can't mean that summer's not far behind, and we know what that brings. What? Let's celebrate all of it, please. I celebrate it with you, whether you name the seasons and celebrate them in a dance and a ritual under the moon, gazing at the formation of energetic patterns from the stars and planets above you. However you become, remembering, gaze to all of that and bring it in where we are all one. Gloriousness with you. Thank you, everyone, for a nice, quick little journey. Well, it didn't feel quicker than any other time, but it was perfect, and I'm integrating that. Thank you for those of you who were in and out trying to figure out where we were. I thank you for your patience. And the full replay of this will, of course, as always, be noted back on Facebook and into our YouTube channel. So I will be back planning a week from now. Meanwhile, for the week between now and then, I hope to be experiencing something magical in the Midwestern part of the United States. Going to see glorious trees that are changing and good friends and maybe parts of the big lake over there in Lake Michigan, and some good memories and create new things. So thank you for your well wishes for today, which is a special day for me on my cycle around the sun, as many refer to it. And thank you for the well wishes that launched me into a fabulous vacation time, which is actually always, I trust, that we're going to go and it's not going to be like winter when we go from meaning to be in the autumn time. However, we were just looking at the weather patterns, and it was just a few days ago that it was freezing temps at night into the low 30s. So it isn't now. It's warmer. And so I'm praying it stays like that so that I don't have to wear too many layers. I'm already mourning that I won't wear my flip flops probably the whole time that I'm there, like I do 360 days a year here in Arizona. But hey, I get to wear fall fun things that I almost never wear here, so that's all good. Enjoy the rest of your day and your evening as it comes to you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you all.